Hey everybody, I'm Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlays, and this is the Power Hour. We are here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We got a slate for you today. We got Craig Trapp coming in to give us some Sunday Night Football. 3 prop bets he's going to give us for Sunday Night Football. We got Scott Rickenbaugh going to go over Scott's going to go over 3 prop bets for Monday Night Football. He's going to give you a 2-team college football parlay. And we're going to go over App State and Texas A&M. And then we got Chip Chirimbus rounding out the day. He's going to go over the Bucs-Cowboys Sunday night, just the individual game. And then he's also going to go over some Marshall Notre Dame. So that being said, don't forget to hit the like button, ring the bell for notifications so you never miss any of our live shows. I'm going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. Some people call him the Trap. I just call him Craig or Boss. I don't know. What are we going to call you? I don't even know here. I'm going to take off your props because I don't want to give them away too soon here. I realized I had that up. So, Mr. Trap, how we doing?
Excited. Hit the Thursday night game. That's a good start to the NFL, and loving the college football and NFL card for this weekend. And I think we're going to keep this momentum going. And I like some of these props for this game. So, hey, it's a good start to the weekend here.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football. Let's get into it here. We got Sunday Night Football, Bucs minus 2.5 at the Cowboys. Over-under is 50.5. None of that matters because you're going to give us some prop bets.
Yeah, I think, sometimes these values in Thursday Night Football for my VIP members, I gave them 2 props, easily cashed. I had Cooper Kupp over yards. I had over 1.5 touchdowns thrown by Allen. Both of those cashed easily. I think there's a lot of value early in the year, especially because one way or the other, there's, some like you're expecting a lot and maybe you get little or just the opposite. You don't expect a lot and you get a lot. So three props I like in this game. And when you talk about Bucs and the Cowboys, let's remember they played an exciting game last year. Yeah. I think it's going to be another exciting game. I think Tampa and Tom Brady feel like a little disrespected a little bit because the Bills are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady just expects, he looks for a way to find a chip, to keep that chip on his shoulder. And the over 272.5 passing yards seems like easy money. I don't think this run game for the Bucs is going to be as good. So remember, they lost a few key offensive linemen to injuries and in the offseason to free agency. I think this team's not going to be able to run the ball. I think they'll be able to pass protect. And I like the over 272.5 passing yards. I think he's going to close 295 to 305. That's where the range I had it. That's a pretty big advantage. That's a 20-plus yard advantage that I see. So I think that's an easy play as far as the over in the Tom Brady prop. I also think because I think they're going to score, the Bucs are going to score, I think the Cowboys are going to have to try to keep up. And I think the one passing option that I think is going to have a big year for Dallas is CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to have a really big year. Obviously, he's the man now. He's the number one option. I think he's going to get 7 to 8 receptions in this game, similar to what Cooper Kupp did. I think he's going to have a lot of short receptions. I think they'll every once in a while, hitch and go type of thing. But I think there's a lot of because you try to get him on crossing patterns, short patterns, and let him run with the ball. Over 5.5, I think he'll get us. He might even get 2 or 3 off just screen wide receivers, quick screenplay. So over 5.5 receptions, I think it's a pretty easy cash. There's a little juice there at minus 125, but I still think that's okay. Even if you got it at 6 at less juice, I'd still like that.
I was just going to say that. And to your Tom Brady point, I do agree. He flirts with that 300-yard passing yards this game. Yeah, he's going to be right around there. So I like that. The CeeDee Lamb one I like because I think, first of all, the Tom Brady one, he likes to just dink and dunk, just a little short passes. Yep. So he's just gonna get you 8 yards here, 12 yards here, 5 yards here. He's not going deep or anything like that. He doesn't have that arm anymore. But CeeDee Lamb, you got to give him the ball as much as possible to get him in space. If you can get him in space, let him make a move. I was gonna say, I read today, Dak Prescott. He's having a little irritation, on that ankle surgery he had with some cleat issues, some cleats or whatever. I don't expect him to be a factor at all. Yep. But I do expect them to try and crossing patterns, a little quick slants, get him the ball, let him make a move. And if he makes a move, it's gone. So I think that needs
a lot
to
of
be
run pass options, the RPO.
Exactly.
I think when you have a guy as quick as he is, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think Dallas has two good running backs, which leads me into that next one. Ezekiel under 46.5 yards. I don't think he's going to get its second year in a row. I think he's going to do a lot of split carries here. And I think the under, I think he'll probably rush the ball, 10 times for like 35 to 40 yards. He's just not that explosive guy anymore. And I think because teams will come up, because they're going to be able to run the ball with their two running backs, that makes CeeDee Lamb that run pass option even better with the over receptions there. So, but I do like these three props. I think it's a good way to open up Saturday night or Sunday Night Football, not just playing the side in this game, which I do like the side and the total in this one. I think this gives you a little extra value where I always try to bet, if I'm betting, say, $1,000 on the game, I'm going to bet 70 to 75% on the sides and totals. And then I'm only going to play 20-25% on props. But
a little bit, yeah.
It gives you a nice little sprinkle in. And sometimes I parlay these together as well. So it pays off as a little more.
I will say this, until Ezekiel Elliott proves that Tony Pollard is the number 2, I love that prop. I love the under 46.5. Do I think he gets 40 right around there and then maybe 40 receiving yards or something like that? Yes. But this rushing prop, I love at minus 110.
Well, Pollard's the better guy. I mean, let's be honest, because he's better out of the backfield.
Yes.
He's just as explosive running the ball between the tackles. That was always the knock. Well, he couldn't run. Last year, he ran between the tackles just fine.
Exactly.
So I think if Ezekiel Elliott wasn't such a high-priced guy, we would see Pollard taking a lot more carries.
Yeah, they gave him all that money, and then Tony Pollard took over for him. But listen, we got a package going on right now. Don't forget, bring this early bird special, NFL season pass, all football pass, $649, $799. That's good through Monday?
All the way through Monday Night Football, yeah.
All the way through Monday Night Football. So you guys that are, jumping on this, you need to jump on this while you can because it will not be here Tuesday. Let's just say that. So, Craig Trapp, I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. As always, we'll see you on the Power Hour next week. I'm sure we're going to kick you out, and then I'm going to bring in Scott Rickenbaugh here in a minute. Take care, Craig. See you. All right, guys, listen, I got to remind you real quick. Do not forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. We still have up on the slate. We got Monday Night Football with Scott Rickenbaugh. He's going to give us 3 prop bets for Monday Night Football. He's also going to give us a college football 2-team parlay, and we're going to go over the App State A&M game, Texas A&M game. And then last but never least, Chip Turimbas is going to come on, and he's going to go over Marshall, Notre Dame, and Tampa Bay Cowboys. He's going to give us a side on or a total. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't release it too early. But with me today, though, we're going to bring in Scott Rickenbaugh. Go first here. Scott, how we doing, my man?
Doing well. How about you, Lenny?
I'm living, man. I am living my best life. I'm trying anyway. Unlike you guys, unlike you and Craig, I was not on Buffalo last night. So that hurt a little bit, but I cashed on some props. I did good. That Cooper Kupp prop over 7.5 receptions. He hit that in the first half. I mean, I felt like the book was giving you free money there. So
very nice. Yes.
You got a big slate here today. We're going to start here with the individual game, App State at Texas A&M, 18.5 Texas A&M is favored over under 54. Talk to me about this game because I'm intrigued. I want to believe in App State, but I don't know if I can do all that.
Well, hey, they sure did look good in coming back against North Carolina last week.
They did.
This is a different defense, and now they're in a hostile environment too because it's not easy to face the Aggies at Texas A&M, and so this is a totally different situation for them. I definitely respect the App State offense, but their defense sure did get carved up in that game. And A&M has some solid talent on offense, and also at home here. I mean, I know they faced a weak team in week 1, but still a 31-0 win. And they're going to be looking to maintain that shutout here at home. I'd be worried about the Aggies if they were going on the road and facing App State up there. But with this game being in Texas and the Aggies at home, I really expect them to roll big in this one. I think the defense is again going to come to play. They don't want to give anything up. They're coming off that shutout win. And at the same time, this App State defense is so susceptible both to the run and pass. And I think the Aggies are going to have their way with them and eventually pull away for a big win in this one. So I'm traditionally not a big fan of laying big points, but when I look at this matchup, it's one where I have to say I'm going to lay it, and I'm going to expect them to win by 25, 28, somewhere in that range is what I would project on this one.
I have, at me personally, when I handicap this, I had this at about a 20-21 spread. The 18, like if this, I was waiting earlier in the week. I was hoping this got up over 20, and then maybe on a teaser or something, I could put App State. I want to back App State, but I just cannot get behind. Not against Texas A&M, in Texas A&M.
Yes.
That's a deciding factor. I love this play. I probably have a tendency to overthink it. This is the smart play. I 100% agree with this. I just want to back App State for no particular reason. So,
well, you have to, like I said, you have to respect that offense, but they're facing a different level of defense here, and I can't see them scoring a lot of points. And at the same time, how can I envision them stopping the Aggies after, again, now the Aggies aren't North Carolina when it comes to their offensive prowess, but at the same time, I mean, they can just grind it out at home. They're going to wear them down. They'll pull away in the second half, in my opinion. And again, I'm never a big fan of laying big points, but in this case, I think, they'll be up a couple touchdowns late, and then they're not super late, but I'm saying like third quarter, and they'll extend it and win by 21, 28, something like that. This is what I'm expecting in this game.
I see that. I'm going to tell every folks out here about this. You got a special going on right now. 50% off Scott Special, his weekly pass. Am I saying this right? You got to use this link, though. Picksandparlays.net. You got to forward or backslash Scott. You have to plug that in when you're looking for this. If you just go to picksandparlays.net, it will not work. Backslash Scott. Your weekly pass is $199, and now you're getting it for $99. Am I saying that right?
That's correct. And also my individual packages for Saturday for the college football, and I've got some big plays going. You'll get 50% off of those packages, and they're up and ready now, and includes a total of the week and a game of the month. I really love this Saturday card, a couple of matchups in particular. So, everything will be 50% off at that link.
Awesome. All right. There you go. Check that out. Remember, picksandparlays.net /backslash. I don't know if we're going forward or back. Whatever that slash is, Scott. Got to use that. All right, guys. Let's move on to the next college football game on the slate. This is going to be a two-leg parlay, two-team parlay. This is the first leg of this parlay. Boston College at Vatech. Vatech's minus 2.5 here, over under 46. Where are we going on the first leg of this parlay?
Well, when you look at this matchup, you're talking about two teams that are coming off disappointing results in week one. But one of the things I like here about Virginia Tech is that they kind of did it to themselves. They were turnover prone in that first game. And now here they are with their first home game with the new coach. And I really think they're going to bring it in this one. And then you look at Boston College. They lost basically their entire offensive line. And it really showed in their first game. They were a favorite and they lost to Rutgers. And I think it's going to be tough for the Eagles to get it done here on the road with the Hokies being so up for this first home game. I mean, I'm not a big fan of either one of these teams for this season, but when you look at this matchup, I think it really favors Virginia Tech at home, laying a short number. We get some line value because of their result from last week. Really, the Hokies, if you look at the yardage stats from that game, it was a bit of what I call a phony final. The final score doesn't really match the way it played out in the stats. And that happens sometimes, and you look to take advantage of that if the situation is right. I mean, if the Hokies were going on the road again this week, I wouldn't trust them. I would feel like they're going to have some carryover from that week one game. But here, coming home, first home game with the new coach, they're going to get it done, in my opinion.
That's fair. I like to listen. You automatically at home, you get 3 points basically for being at home team. And I think this game is decided by a touchdown. And I like Vatech probably even more than the 2.5. I think they get it done. I don't think I agree with you here. I think it's just, I hate using the word, knock on wood, whatever, easy cover, but I like this easy cover. Let's move on to the second leg. Second leg of the parlay here is one team I absolutely love and one team I can't stand. Hawaii, I love you. But you're not very good. But Hawaii, I love you. At Michigan. Michigan's a huge favorite. I can't even believe they are allowing you to lay 52.5 points if you want to. Over under 67. Talk to me about this game. Please tell me you're not laying 52.5.
No, I'm not, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them cover it. But no, I'm not laying that huge spread. But at the same time, Hawaii has been so bad defensively and against much lesser competition than what they're facing here. And what scares me, if you're a Hawaii fan and you're trying to say, oh, please, somehow keep this respectable. The problem is Michigan was looking at 2 quarterbacks, right, coming into this year. So they started one in the first game. Now they're starting the other guy in the second one. In the first game, he disappointed a bit, but he could end up getting some playing time again in this one, and he's fully capable of being a starter. So both these guys could put up big numbers. And then at the same time, the Michigan ground game is going to open up that passing game because Hawaii can't stop anybody on the ground. So they're going to get victimized.
Anybody from doing anything.
That's right. So, and at the same time, it's so early in the season. So the new coach Chang for Hawaii, it's so early in the season. They're not going to abandon trying to go to their up-tempo offense. They're going to keep trying it because it's still early in the year. So that's going to help us with the over here, which is what I'm looking at. Because I think Hawaii, they're going to be stubborn here early this season and try to get that new offense going. They're not going to be able to do much against Michigan, but maybe in the second half when the game's getting out of hand and Michigan's emptied the bench and everything with their, second and even third team defensive guys coming in, Hawaii could get some points then. I'm not saying they won't score something early, but that will help our over 2 later is what I'm anticipating here. And again, it's just that tempo always helps you when you're looking at an over. It's something important to consider. And Hawaii wants to play a little faster. They're going to that. I think is it the run and shoot that they call it there?
It's
I believe.
Got a running gun. Kind of like it's the old running gun, but it's their version of it.
Yes.
And it's like you said, he's a new coach. He's not going to abandon it after 1 or 2 weeks. He's going to still keep with it. I mean, nobody expects Hawaii to compete in this game. Nobody. Right. Nobody. But I do think if Hawaii can get you 10 points, maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe a garbage touchdown late and then one early, this game sails over. Michigan, I think, easily gets you 50, possibly 30 in the first half. And then maybe another 30. They might cover the over by themselves.
They really couldn't, and that's the thing. And it just could even be by accident too that some big plays happen. You're not even really trying. You don't want to pour it on. You're maybe not trying to, but just you break through on a run on a running play, and you're off to the end zone. Yeah, I mean Michigan has such good athletes. I mean this one's going to get ugly, and I'm just more comfortable with the over. I had my eyes on this matchup right away because I'm looking to fade Hawaii early this season. And but when you look at that huge spread, like you said, Lenny, it's so hard to lay big numbers like that. So I started looking at the over, and I feel pretty comfortable with that because I think Hawaii will get a little bit of points, but they're not going to stop Michigan either. So I think we got decent value here in the upper 60s with that one.
I agree wholeheartedly. Now, so your 2-team parlay, Vatek minus the 2.5, the Hawaii-Michigan game over 67. That's a parlay for plus 265, folks. Give or take, shop your lines, all that. I get these lines from Caesar Sportsbook. They are our sponsor here on Power Hour. So this here, if you don't do this, I don't know how else to help you, viewers. I don't know how else to put money in your pocket if you don't parlay this right here. Scott Rickenball's weekly pass, 50% off if you type in picksandparlays.net/Scott. $99 instead of $199 for the weekly special. Take advantage of that while you can. Scott, you're going to give us we're going to do prop bets for Monday Night Football now.
That's right.
Holy moly here. This game, I don't know how. I've had mixed emotions about this game. I will be honest with you. Line first came out, I was all over Seattle plus the points. The more I look into this and read into this and hear about the dysfunctional family with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson and all this, maybe a revenge spot for Denver, and Seattle seems like they're in disarray. But the Broncos on Monday night are favored by almost a touchdown, 6.5 in Seattle. Over under 44.5. Where are you going with this one? What are you thinking?
Well, so I got the prop bets here, and because it is hard to commit the side or the total really in this one. I mean, it's just we've got a great matchup here. I mean, how awesome is it that we get to see, you know, Russell Wilson in a different uniform playing his former team that he was with for a decade, and the game is in Seattle as well. So it's the perfect setup. But the thing is, the Seahawks, I think, are going to really have a tough season. I think they're going to really be down this year, and that includes their defense, which is why one of the props I'm looking at is Russell Wilson on the passing yardage. I think it's gonna go over. I think the Broncos they want to give him the chance here to put on a big show in Seattle. They're not going to be handing off the ball a ton in this game. No, this is going to be the Russell Wilson show, in my opinion, which is also why I like the over on the touchdowns. And I think we have some little bit of significant juice on the over here, but I'm so comfortable with it because the thing is, I really believe they're going to get to 2 touchdowns passing here, because when they get inside that red zone, once again, they're going to give Russell Wilson his chance here to really have a big show at Seattle. And this Seahawks defense is just nowhere close to what it used to be. And that's why you're seeing this big line for Denver laying points on the road at Seattle. It has a lot to do with that Seahawks defense that has lost so much. So I think we're going to see a big show from Wilson in this game, which is also, hopefully, Lenny, I'm glad to hear that, because I'm not real comfortable with the big yardage number for Russell Wilson, but I really think that they're going to turn him loose in this game. So, well,
my thing is because I'm conflicted on a side and everything like that. And as far as that goes, I like when I'm conflicted on a side and I really don't know about a total or back and forth. I personally look at a player prop. Look, I'm looking for value. I know I want to get on this game. It's a Monday Night Football game. Obviously, I'm going to have some kind of action on this game. This particular bet, though, the Russell Wilson over the 254.5, I could see him throwing 260, 270 out there. No problem. Over 1.5 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, he's going to want to air the ball out. And who's more familiar with that defense than anybody? Russell Wilson, the guy who practices against that defense on a regular basis. So I think he kind of picks them apart a little bit. And we'll see really how much Pete Carroll still has going on in the coaching aspect to see how he adjusts to what he does. This is really Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll matchup. And it's kind of a chess match between the two, and I'm really excited about this. And the Javonte Williams props to you, first of all, because I didn't even see that prop. But when you emailed that to me prior to this show, I bet that prop. Nice. So I like that. That's a good prop right there.
Well, I just think, again, part of it, the reason for the under there, from my standpoint, was just that, again, it's going to be the Russell Wilson show. And then they've got other options at running back too. And so I just can't see him going over that total. I think it's just too much. It just looks a little bit high for me in this particular matchup. So
that's fair.
And with the chess match you were talking about too, here's the thing with that I just want to comment on is just that, Carroll's a great coach, but he doesn't have the pieces to that chess match to make it work in this case. I mean, the Seahawks are really down right now in terms of their talent level, especially on the defensive side of the ball, in my opinion. And I just think it's going to be a really tough season in Seattle, and this is a tough matchup for them. I think the Broncos are going to really bring it. And then, the guy for Denver, from Denver that went to Seattle, I heard that he's going to be carrying the clipboard on the sideline locked. So, I mean, he's not even out there to try to make something happen. It's a tough matchup for the Seahawks, really.
Yeah, I agree. And then I think Denver is going to get up early, stay up, and Seattle's going to have to play from behind. And I don't think Russell Wilson's going to lay off the gas. I think he's still going to continue to air it out. So I like this. I like all these, though. Don't forget, you guys, I can't tell you guys enough about this, how much of a deal this is. You got everybody knows about the picks and parlays, NFL code save 20% off, blah, blah, blah. 50% off. That guy, he's over there. That guy's picks for a week, you can't beat that. Instead of $199, $99. Value, value, value. We preach value at this channel, picks and parlays, and this is value. 50% off. Go to picksandparlays.net/Scott. Scott, man, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to Fridays just to have conversations with you, my friend. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next Power Hour, my man.
It sounds great. Looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, Lenny, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, you too, man. Take care.
Thanks. You too.
All right, guys, we got one more handicapper up. And like I said, we saved the best for, I'm not going to say the best for last, but, you know, it's Chip Chirimbus, for Christ's sake. Okay. What else you want from us? All right. But before we do that, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. You'll never miss any of our live shows on the Picks and Parlay channel if you ring that bell for notification. Let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, straight from Las Vegas, Nevada, right out the gate. What's up, Chip Chirimbus?
Well, Lenny, you know, the Megabuck plays, our single strongest plays, have been on fire both in NCAA action and in the NFL, capping this week with, say, Florida State, Megabuck winner, and the NFL with Carolina as a game of the year, 21-0 over the Bills, who just annihilated the Rams.
I know. Listen, we're going to start with college football here. We're going to start with this Marshall-Notre Dame game. Notre Dame's a pretty solid favorite, 3-touchdown favorite here in Notre Dame. Over-unders at a solid 50. Talk to me about this game. Where are you going with this one? What are you thinking? I'm a little perplexed. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this whole show I've been perplexed on all these matchups. This one as well. I don't know what I'm doing here. Tell me what to do, Chip.
You know, Notre Dame's number 8 in the country. We saw them play Ohio State tough for the first 30 minutes. And then, of course, the Buckeyes' class and talent took over. But in spite of that, Notre Dame is still 8-1 against the number in their last 9 games overall. You know, against that tough Ohio State defense, they only totaled 253 yards last week. And that's an exact opposite of what happened with Marshall, who crushed a lesser-known Norfolk State 55-3. But you know what? They've always had a quality program. They have a transfer quarterback from Texas Tech who was 24 of 26. His name is Henry Columbia, I believe. I'm really not sure. Don't hold me to that one, but they're 5-1 on the road against the points. I think the Thundering Herd will actually be able to have some success against the Irish. And I'll tell you also, one of the factors is that Notre Dame has to be, as a player, as a unit, as a team, has to be a little disappointed in coming off a game that they were so high for the opening week. Ohio State national TV audience. And I can see them being a little, off this week as far as mentally getting ready to play someone like Marshall. They're a 3-touchdown favorite at home, which of course is a big aid. And you know what? You never can tell, because in the second half, this Fighting Irish team may actually just put it together and get it together. But for the most part, I think Marshall's going to give them a tussle for a major part of the game and get it in under the number.
Yeah, I think Marshall can hang. I think they can keep it closer. I mean, when I say closer, like 2 touchdowns. I don't think Marshall wins or anything, but I love them plus the points here. I think that's a great call on your part.
Marshall's coming from the same place Appalachian State came from years ago, and no one's giving them the kind of respect that Appalachian State now gets. And they might be able to sneak up on these teams from the Midwest like they did like Appalachian State on Michigan. Maybe they can do it to Notre Dame.
I like it. All right, we're going to move into the NFL, but before we do that, I got to remind people, go over to picksandparlays.net, use that promo code NFL. That'll save you 20% off the entire site. For whether it's Chip Chirimbus or any of our other premium handicappers. NFL, Chip. You got Sunday Night Football. Craig Trapp earlier on the show gave us some 3 prop bets here. Right. You're going to give us a play on the side or a total. I'm not going to give it out. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let you talk about it. Bucks -2.5. Cowboys in Dallas. Over under 50.5. Talk to me about this.
Well, I've had great success on these standalone games on Sunday nights and on Monday nights. And I like this one as well. Tampa Bay, of course, Tom's the whole story there. How is Brady going to respond after throwing for over 5,300 yards last year? And, Dallas, most people were very disappointed in them, and yet Prescott threw for almost 4,500, 44.49 exactly last year. So they're both going to be putting the ball in the air. The running games for each side has been, I'd say, down in the most recent seasons. Against Dallas last year, Tom Brady went 30 of 52 for 379 yards. He's 6-0 lifetime against Dallas, but Dallas at home is 7-0 as a home dog. So I'm thinking those two are going to negate each other, and there's a better way to go on this game. And even though Dallas is 13-3 in their last 16 against the NFC, they're 5-2 as home dogs to the over. And Tampa Bay is 7-1 to the over in the last 2 Septembers. The last 8 games they played in September, the last 2 years have gone over, and they've gone over 6-1 in their last 7 opening games. I think this is destined to put on an NFL showcase on a Sunday night, whether Dallas comes up with the upset or Tampa Bay and Brady come up with another win over the Cowboys. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think we're going to really enjoy this one. This one they should be putting on the show here with these two guys. They should be filling the air. I mean, last time Brady played these guys, he threw 50 passes. So, and it's, you know, ridiculous. It was a 39-20. It was 31-29 outcome in that one. So last year's opener, as a matter of fact. So I expect to see much of the same here.
Yeah, I love this over 50. I think both teams can get. I don't want to say it out loud, but I think both teams can get into the 30s or real close to it. 31-28 or something like that. I think something to that nature. So I like the over here in 50 as well. Sunday night matchup. Take the over. I mean, primetime game. You got to love it. Don't forget when you're over at picksandparlays.net, use that promo code 20% off. That'll save you. Use the promo code NFL. Will save you 20% off the entire site. Chip Chirimbus, I appreciate you, my friend. We will see you next time on the Power Hour. Till then, folks, you guys know the drill. Good luck, unless you're against us.